Hi, this is Miss Cindy. Hope everyone is doing okay. I just got finished a couple of perspective paintings where I'm trying to teach myself how to blend and use that one perspective in paintings, distance, depth, distance and near. So I got that finished and I'm going to start a big project. This is something I wanted to do for a while. And I put it off because it is huge, but I guess I'm ready for it now. I have a desk that I keep my computer on, and it's two parts, and I bought this back in 2007. And to be honest with you, I've never seen a desk like this before. So, it's in bad shape as far as appearance is, so it needs a touch up. Anyway, it's sitting on a long rolling table. I have actually rolled this table out to do big art projects or cut fabric and stuff. And then if you can see over here, that's the rest of it that's stationary. Well, after a few years, the wood got real bad. It's all scratched up. So I just took some black paint and painted it and went about my business. Well, now that I'm really into the pours, I think I'm going to do a pour on the rollout part. I'm going to keep the stationary desk that I painted black. I'm going to repaint that black. So that's really not what this project is about. This is going to be about trying to put a pour on the rollout part. Anyway, just so you can get a good idea what it looks like. See, it's got legs. I've never seen a desk like this before, but this desk is perfect. I can roll the table anywhere in the house. And as you see with my computer and the keyboard can stay where it is. So for this job, I'm going to have to strip that paint, and I'm going to use the citrus strip, mineral spirits, brush to put this on. And after I put this on, I'm going to use some like a saran wrap to let it sit overnight. And then I'm going to use my frog tape to make sure the bottom is all taped off and the legs are taped off. I'm going to use this to try to get the paint off. If I have to sand it down, I'm gonna hopefully I can use my sponge. There are some spots I will have to sand down. If not, I'll pull out my sander, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And then of course, just acrylic paint. I think I'm gonna do the Dutch pour with the blow dryer. And then if I decide to resin it, which instead of just varnish it or polyurethane it, these sheets I get when I buy canvases from Michael's or Joann's. They're usually in between two or three of them. The one that's not wrapped, they usually have one of these here. If I decide to resin this, I'm gonna cut those down and tape them around so that the paint doesn't get everywhere. Naturally, I'm going to, cover this floor really, really good and all of the furniture around it before I even think about doing the pour. So this is going to be my refurbishing this desk. This is another DIY you can do. It's not going to be a tutorial because I'm winging it. So I'll be back once I get everything prepped. Okay, guys, I'm back. I went ahead and I taped off all of the metal on this table. I may have over taped, but I'd rather be cautious about taping, especially if I decide to do a pour and a resin. I can't even imagine trying to get resin off of metal. So it's taped, it's all cleaned down. And then I took my brush and I took the citrus strip and I just put it on and just brushed it on. So, and I made sure you get the sides too. Also use gloves with this. I have my plastic gloves. I use gloves. And now I'm just putting the plastic wrap over it. So I'm going to put the plastic wrap over and just let it sit for 24 hours. And then I'm going to come back, take it up, see if the paint comes off. I use a little mineral spirit to clean it up. If it works, it works. One way or another, I will be getting the paint off. I only had a half a bottle of this, so I must have used this before and it worked. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to let you know about this citrus strip is this can be done indoors or outdoors. I thought I was going to have to roll this table all the way outside, but there is no odor. It has like a citrus smell. There's no fumes, so it can be done indoors. So I'll be back in 24 hours. Let's see what happens. Okay, guys, I am back, and I'm a little amazed, and now I understand why I did have this stuff around the house. I tried my little scraper tool, and it wasn't taking off enough, fast enough for me. So what I was doing is I was testing it to see if maybe I didn't put enough on, if I put enough on. Well, I went out, got my big scraper, and yes, this baby is coming off. This works. And I didn't even have to wait 24 hours. Now, is it possible if I waited 24 hours, all of it would come off? I don't know. But I'm going to start getting this off now. I may go back and do more, or I may see if the mineral spirits pulls the rest of it off. But this stuff works. This citrus strip does work. So I'm going to finish up this table, and I'll be back once I get most of it cleared off. Okay, guys, I'm back, and yes, I'm going to say it again. This stuff is pretty amazing. However, it does not work by itself. I had still a lot of paint on here after I started scraping. So before I put a second coat on, because there was some really dark spots, I was going to put some more on. I understand you can't, but I didn't want to do that. So anyway, because, okay, let me explain. If you put more on without taking off the first scrape, it just reactivates it. So it just penetrates a little bit deeper and tries to get that paint off. I didn't want to go through doing it twice. So I took a small section and I put some mineral spirits on it to see if that would break it up. And oh my goodness, yes it did. So I got away without doing a second coat. But I wanted you to see this works hand in hand with the mineral spirits. So this was a little section that I had left. I'm just pouring a little bit on it. And I'm giving it a little, I'm putting a little pressure on it. But as you see, it's taking the rest of that paint off. That mineral spirits, I know it's great with brushes, but it's also good getting this stuff off of here. And mineral spirits goes a long ways. You don't need to put a whole lot on. It goes a long way. So I hope I'm not shaking the video, but I just wanted you to see. I'm impressed with this only because I have cleaned up a table, taped it, stripped it, and it's almost prepared, and we're talking about in a matter of hours, to go ahead and do my project. So actually I'm kind of embarrassed to even show you this table, but at least you can understand why I threw some some black paint on it. Because it was awful. 2007, that's a long time to have this table to be, and it's in mint condition except for this wood. Okay, so right now all I have to do is I have to do the sides. I did the top first. I did a small test section on the top to see if it would work, and it did work. So now I have to go around and do the sides and get that paint off of there. And then I guess I have to clean it up, make sure it's good and dry, and then I guess I'll be ready for the pour. Okay guys, I guess I'm ready to do this pour now. As you can see, I'll show you. I went ahead and cut those strips and just taped those around this table. Also, everything is covered up. I've got brown paper and drop cloths on the floor. My concern is not about, I didn't build this dam because I plan on doing a heavy resin job. I only built this dam because when I do this Dutch pour, I usually do it on a big craft table. And I usually take the brown paper and I make a tray so that when I'm blowing, it goes on the tray. It's not on the table. But because I couldn't make a tray for this one, because I'm actually doing a table, I needed something to try to block that paint from just flying all over the place. So that's the whole purpose for this. I don't even care if it comes down, if it drips down. If I decide to resin it, I don't care if the resin goes on the side, because the sides is not going to be the pour. I'm going to, if I have to sand it down, I'll sand it down, but I'm just going to paint the side black. So I already know what I'm going to do with that, so I don't care if the sides get a little bit messy. I can fix that up. But I just wanted you to see the main purpose why I did this dam is because I'm doing it in another room. And I found I've done a Dutch pour and found some paint on my dining room chair. So that's the only reason why I'm trying to block it, to try to keep it in. Anyway, I have my Flotro, I have my paint. I think I'm going to do a black base. And I'm going to try to use all metallic colors, earth tone colors. This is definitely not enough paint. I know that now. I'm going to have to mix more paints. This tape is gonna take a lot of paint, and I'll probably end up using a whole bottle of that with the Flotro. There's my blow dryer. I got some gloves. I will not be recording this. However, I have done a Dutch pour triptych that I did record. So I'll put that link. I hope I remember. I'll put that link in this video. So if you want to see actually how I use the blow dryer, you can. Anyway, hopefully I'll be back when this is done. Okay, guys, that pour is done, and yes, it added about 10 years to my life, because that was nerve-wracking. And that's something that I have got to teach myself is, when it comes to paint, if it doesn't go right the first time, just do it over. And I wanted this to come out right the first time. I got all my colors in there. I'm happy with the design, except for I did not get the flames, the smoky flames that I liked. I got just a little bit here, but I would have liked it more. But I'm not messing with it. So now we're just going to let it dry. And we'll come back and resin it. The dam was surprisingly useless, because no paint actually spread up there. The only paints around the side of my dam is when I took a brush and made sure I went to the ends to make sure I got all of the ends. But other than that, because my little spatula, my scraper, wasn't getting the ends. But other than that, that was a waste of time, but it's okay because I still have the resin to go. I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm finished. My table that goes over my desk is resined. It needs about 3 days to actually cure, so I'm not going to push it back over the desk yet and, put the stuff that I had on it. Anyway, here's just a closer shot. I'm very pleased with it. I didn't know how this was going to come out. I was supposed to be sticking to earth tone colors, but I threw some of that blue in there. And I like it. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to see with this glare in here. Let me get on this side of the table. The only thing that I guess I wanted to point out is I didn't have any problem with the resin. My go-to resin for canvas paintings that I do is art resin. However, I have this tabletop hardener that I use when I do little tables or other projects, my tissue boxes, things like that. It's cheaper than art resin. It works perfectly, not a lot of odor. I've never had a problem with it, and I can use it on wood or canvas. Art resin, I strictly stick to my canvases. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you want to follow me, and please subscribe if you want to see all of the crazy stuff that I come up with. This was a project that was way overdue, but I like the way it turned out, and this is something that you can do. It was pretty easy. It wasn't hard at all. I'm going to tell you, the hardest thing was taping it up and protecting the floor because I have carpet. So, other than that, it was just like doing a bigger painting. Have a great day.